Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel and tonight we are doing Cocktail of the Week. So I started this little new series for the holidays. I did miss last week because we were on vacation. My bad. We had a lot of cocktails while we were on vacation, but anyway. So today we're going to do one because it's almost Thanksgiving. So I thought we would do an old-fashioned. I love an old-fashioned. I love a really good old-fashioned. Shoot, I wish I would have had, I don't, a really good old-fashioned you should have, like a really big ice cube, not a lot of little ice cubes. I'll have to look and see. I have the molds for them, and there might be some frozen, but anyway, sorry, I go all over the place. But we're gonna do a fall version, more of a fall version. I don't know, I guess old-fashions to me are kind of, they're classic, but at the same time, they warm me up inside. So it's like, they're made with bourbon and stuff, so they're kind of already fallish to me. I don't know, something about it. Anyway, but this one, we're going to do a twist on it with apple cider. So, if you follow me, we usually, my husband and I do low carb or sugar-free or all that crap. Anyway, so apple cider obviously has a lot of sugar in it. And if you can find these, you're lucky. I still have some from like a year ago, so they don't really go bad. But they're the apple cider from Alpine. They're sugar-free, so you can make hot apple cider. So they're little packets, like hot cocoa packets. You find them where the hot cocoa is. So anyway, so I made one of those up. You just add water to it. Heat it in the microwave, heat the water up. And so I got a cup of the, it's so good. Oh God, it's so good. It is, oh, it's so good. Warm apple cider. Anyway, so sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm super excited about this. Another thing, so you need bourbon, you need ice, you need an ice shaker or cocktail shaker, and bitters, orange bitters. Do I need anything else? I don't think so. Oh, cinnamon stick. Oh, I didn't get that out. I gotta get that out. Oh, and you can use maple syrup. I don't use maple syrup, obviously, because it's, sugar. I know it's pure sugar, but whatever. So I'm going to use my trusty sugar-free pancake syrup. Whatever flavor, or whatever brand you want, doesn't matter. So let's get started. I'm super excited. Hold on. I do want to see if I have a big ice cube. Of course I have one already. Have you ever seen these? So I never fill them up all the way because I hate when the water like squishes out and it stresses me out. I don't know. Anyway, so this one is probably only halfway of a ball, but you can see how it's going to form a ball down here. But if you're doing a really good old-fashioned, you do not want to water down the bourbon if you're using a really good bourbon. So to do that, a bigger thing of ice takes longer to melt. So a lot of times if you get it really good old-fashioned, they have a big ice cube in it, it's probably gonna be really good. Not to say that some places don't make them well, they just don't have the big ice cubes and stuff. It gets watered down way faster with regular ice. So anyway, let's get started. First I'm going to tell you the bourbon I'm going to use. I'm super excited about it because when we were on vacation, we went to Myrtle Beach and we picked up, there's a distillery there. If you get a chance to go there, they're fairly new, I think like a couple of years old, 2 or 3 years old. But it's called 1233. And the reason behind their name of 1233, they told us, was Prohibition was ended the 12th month in 1933. Look at me, learning history. Why don't they teach that shit in school like that? Tell you about a distillery and then maybe you get it. But anyway, so this is a bourbon. So we did a bourbon, well, we did a distillery tasting there. So they had vodkas and we got a peach vodka we brought back, this bourbon, something else we brought back. But there was like 6, 7 things. They had a little speakeasy at their place. I highly recommend it. People were so nice and everything was so good. Anyway, so this is 1233 is the distillery. They're in Little River, South Carolina, which was like a 10-minute drive, I think. 20-minute drive? Not even. 15-minute drive from Myrtle Beach where we were staying. We were in North Myrtle Beach. Anyway, so this is the bourbon I'm going to use. Because we got this, when we tasted it, my husband also loves old fashions. And he said to me, that'll be really good. Oh, that'll be really good in an old fashioned when you make them at home. And I said, you're right, it will. All right, let's get started. I'll show you the bottle this way because it's not turned around now. So that's the bourbon I'm using. These are also from a local company in our area, Red Cider Spirits. They make their own bitters, and they have their own spirits that they sell and make different vodkas and gins and whiskeys and bourbons also. And my friend and I go there a lot. My husband and I have been there a couple times. And damn it, I keep forgetting the cinnamon sticks. And then that's the Alpine sugar-free apple cider packets. Those are really good. Okay, so I refilled my cocktail shaker with ice. I'm just going to do enough for one drink right now. So these are handy. You should get these if you want to do like cocktails and stuff. I'm going to do about 2 ounces. Pour that in there. We're going to do, I don't even want a full ounce, maybe like a 1/4 of an ounce, just a little bit of a squirt of maple syrup or pancake syrup, whatever you have, it doesn't matter. A little bit of, maybe about a 1/2 ounce of, now that's all over my counter, apple cider. Because you're supposed to be, these drinks are supposed to be about the bourbon, not about what you put in it. So you don't want to put a lot in there. And then we're going to put in some orange bitters. I'd say probably 3. Yeah, that's good. And then shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. All right. Shake it till it's frosted. Now, let me wipe this off. Get apple cider everywhere. All right. Now let's get my ice cube in here. Sometimes these are a little hard to. Oops. There we go. Or you can run it under warm water slightly too. Can you see it? And then Lansing Bourbon Fest. We went to that a few weeks ago. That was awesome. Awesome. All kinds of tasting. It was great. So that's it. You're going to pour this over the top. Some cinnamon yumminess going in there. Spill it all over the place because that's pretty cool to do. All right. Cheers. Let's see. Yum. That's good. Now I will say, if you are not a bourbon person, a whiskey person, whatever, or you're not used to old fashions, I'm just going to tell you right now, why does it feel like there's, I don't know, there's a lot in here. But they're about the drink. They're about the bourbon or the whiskey or whatever you use in there. It's not a frou-frou drink. This will put hair in your chest. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I like the more manly drinks. I don't know what it is, but I do. This is really good. Oh, it's so good. Because it's not about it being sweet. So you don't want a ton of this in it. You don't want a ton of maple syrup in it. You don't want watered down or ice watering down your drink. It's about the bourbon. So you don't want a lot of, I know it didn't take very much of this, which is still a little warm, so I was a little nervous. But you don't want it to be about that. It's about the bourbon and enhancing the taste of it. That's what an old fashioned's all about, and it's just so yummy. I love them. And it warms you up. I understand now, back in the day, in the olden days, when they would like, you know, they make their own moonshine and all that stuff, and you know, they're out there in the winter, and they're, you know, obviously not like nowadays where we have all this gear and specialized gear and stuff to be out in the winter storms of Michigan, you know, and stuff like that. I understand, like, why probably a lot of them were drunks. I don't know, because this stuff, it warms you up. It keeps you warm and toasty. You know what I mean? It's like, ugh. You know those rainy, cold nights you get home? You want one of these. Just to sip it. Just to sip, it warms you up internally. Oh my God, it's so great. Okay, so like I said, your favorite bourbon or whiskey, I would not go with, you can, but I would not go with like a really cheap bourbon or whiskey because they're harsh. And in this type of drink, it's about the alcohol itself. A cheaper version of a whiskey or something like that is fine if you're mixing it with like a mix or like a soda or something like that or whatever. But when you are doing it this way, you want it to be about the bourbon. So you don't have to have an expensive one. We are learning a lot about bourbons lately. We just joined Michigan Bourbon Club, I think it is. And just learning about different ones, and you know, you don't have to have a super expensive one. You can do your Crown Royal, which I think is pretty reasonable. This was reasonable. This was, and you can order this online too, as long as they ship to your state, which they shipped to Michigan, but we bought 3 because we had the tour and they gave us a discount off, and then they give you even more of a discount if you bought 3 bottles. So we bought 3 and we wrapped them with bubble wrap and put them in our suitcases, and they made it back just fine. But I think this was only like $29, and then we had like a 10 or 15% discount, or $7 off a bottle and then a discount, whatever. Anyway, it's really good price for this bourbon. We've bought a couple others that are probably $40s, $50 bottles and stuff like that. Those are good for, so you want a good medium, at least a medium price. So don't look at that bottom shelf when you go to the store. Look at like the middle. Don't look up high, you'll get scared. They're like hundreds of dollars up there. Keep your eyes in the middle. So yeah, so hopefully one of you will make this out there and tell me how you like it, and join me in cocktail of the week here and enjoy an old fashioned with me. I'll do a Christmas version one also. I got some ideas for that. You just wait and see. So until then, this clears out your sinuses and everything. It's great. Well, you know, and this is why you do a hot toddy. I truly believe in hot toddies, man. When you got colds and shit like that going on and you do a hot toddy, oh, it clears you out. I seriously feel so much better always the next day when I have one. So right here, it's clearing me out. Can you tell? I can't wait for my husband to get home and have one. He's going to love this. So anyway, give me a thumbs up if you want to see more of these type of videos. Subscribe if you want to see more of these type of videos. And you'll see the next cocktail of the week when I do that. And I also do recipe videos, some crafts, some pretty much whatever I feel like getting on here and chit-chatting with. Home lifestyle stuff. So anyway, enjoy it. Have a great Thanksgiving if I don't talk to you before then. And make a cocktail. Have a good time. Enjoy yourself. Cheers.